Rombauer? Rombauer? What's going on, my fellow handicappers? This is Weekend Handicapper from weekendhandicapper.com. In this video, I'm going to provide the recap of the 2021 Preakness Stakes. We're going to do a little recap and review. What happened? What went right? What went wrong? But we had an upset winner with the number 6 Rombauer. If you had Rombauer, hit that like button and leave a comment below on what you liked about that horse. I thought that horse could come in 3rd or 4th, but I didn't think the pace scenario set up well enough for it to finish 1st. So I took a loss because of a couple things, which I'll cover here in a little bit. But kudos to Rombauer. First of all, heck of a race, really impressive race, really good ride by Flavien and Pratt, the jockey, or Pratt, the jockey. So it sounds like a pretty good story behind those connections and the owners and the trainers and all that. But I'm here to talk about the betting and the handicap aspect of it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the messed up odds board, the tote board. If you watched my Preakness picks video and analysis video, you know I wasn't gung-ho about this race at all from the start. Something didn't seem right, didn't feel right. With all the controversy aside, I'm just saying the horse is in. I didn't have a good opinion. So there was no way I was going to get too fancy and fire away big time on this race because I didn't have a strong opinion. And thank goodness I didn't, because the outcome was not one I could have came up with as far as a win bet on Rombauer. But the tote board was messed up to me all around. So there was no way I liked 2 horses. The number 10 Concert Tour, which was a huge disappointment, which I'll talk about here in a little bit, and the number 5 Midnight Bourbon, which I thought would be the value of the race, but it didn't end up being the value of the race. I think it got bet down to 2-1, like favorite or co-favorite. There's no way to bet that horse at those odds. So that was messed up. I don't know why so many people were that big on Midnight Bourbon for that kind of money to come in on Midnight Bourbon. They probably thought, like I thought, it was going to be on the front end or near the front end of the pace, which gives typically a horse an advantage, but not at 2-1, no way. So I didn't bet Midnight Bourbon. I did bet Concert Tour because I thought 7-2 was a nice odds on Concert Tour, and it was worth taking that risk. If you watch my Preakness video, I mentioned I wasn't crazy about that outside post. Not to say that's the only factor Concert Tour fired a dud, but if you watch that replay, that horse was 4 wide pretty much the whole way around. That horse isn't that kind of a super horse, that talented of a horse to pull that off. So the 2 Triple Crown races of 2021, both of my top picks, Central Quality and Concert Tour, had wide trips the whole way. At least Essential Quality still ran a respectable race and finished in the top placings, came in 4th. But Concert Tour, what he come in last or second to last, something like that. Very disappointing in Concert Tour, but still, I don't care. I don't care where he finishes. If he finishes 3rd, 5th, dead last, 7-2 to me was good odds on Concert Tour. Yeah, we can look back at it and he fired a dud. That's all right. To me, it's all about the price. 7-2 was good odds, in my opinion, on Concert Tour. But then you had horses like Ram, the number 1 horse. I think it got bet down to, 12-1, 13-1, something like that. It was 31 morning line. What was that horse doing in the race anyway? And for people to take those kind of odds on that horse is ludicrous. That horse should be 30-1 or higher. Shouldn't even been in the race. It just won an allowance race. So the odds board was wacky. It was very wacky in the Preakness. And that gave me even more, validity. I don't even know what the word is. Validification, is that even the word? But it made me feel good about not being gung-ho about this year's Preakness because the odds board said so. You had this anti-Bob Baffert horses betting going on, which is probably one of the reasons Midnight Bourbon got bet down. like it did, like horses like Ram getting bet down like it did. And they were trying to stay away for some people, I guess, betting on the Bob Baffert horses because of the controversy. That's probably why Concert Tour was 7-2, or Concert Tour could have been 7-2 because a lot of people don't think he's that good a horse. And you might be right. You're probably right in hindsight. But Medina Spirit, another thing to take away from this year's Preakness is the power of pace handicapping. You hear me say this all the time in these videos of Weekend Handicapper. Pace handicapping is very, very important. You saw what happened in the Kentucky Derby when a good horse gets left alone on the lead. Yeah, it might have had some help in the chemical substance there, part of it. That remains to be seen. But I'm trying to stay away from all that controversy. But usually when a horse gets an uncontested lead, a good horse, and doesn't have a problem with the distance, its odds are, you got a heck of a chance of winning that race with that horse. But when that pace is contested, and it was in the Preakness, then we saw what can happen with a horse like Medina Spirit. Didn't get that early lead. It got contested just like I thought would happen in the Kentucky Derby, but Midnight Bourbon missed the break and had a bad start, so it didn't get a chance to get out there on the early lead like it did in the Preakness. And that set up some for the closers or off the pace horses, which number 6, Rombauer was. I don't think the pace was that out of whack for that horse to close in like that. I still thought the front runners would have a good shot, but hey, hats off to Rombauer. Heck of a race, good race. So that's the power of pace handicapping. We were right in the fact that we thought the horses that were on the front end would have an advantage. Well, they came in second and third. Concert Tour was the other one, but again, it fired a dud and it raced 4 wide all the way around. When you cover that much ground, you ain't gonna have much left in the tank at the end of the race if you're stuck that wide the whole way around. But that's one reason. It could be other reasons that he fired a dud as well. Even I'll put a quote from Mike Smith, like even he was perplexed on what was going on with that horse. But Medina Spirit, hey, there's no shame in finishing third in the Preakness. Midnight Bourbon ran a really good race, I thought, even though it finished second. And maybe people were right to bet that horse down because they were on to something. But in my opinion, those odds were way too low. 2-1 on Midnight Bourbon in the Preakness, no way. 4-1, 5-1, yeah, that's a good bet, but not 2-1. So the odds were messed up. Pace handicapping once again prevails because you can only project what you see on paper. So pace handicapping is great to a point. They're live animals. They're live human beings on the back of those animals. Crazy stuff happens once the race starts. And you don't know how the race is going to be run. You can only project the pace and what you think, which horses are going to be on the front end, which are going to be closing in. Well, so once you become good at handicapping, you can, as a whole, predict these sort of things. But that doesn't mean the nuances are going to be exactly what you thought. I thought horses like Midnight Bourbon, Medina Spirit, Concert Tour would be in the first position, second position. And I thought horses like Keep Me in Mind, Rombauer, the Todd Pletcher horse, I think it was the 8 horse, Unbridled Honor, I think it was the name of it. Horses like that are coming off the pace. I didn't think they'd win. I thought they'd factor in. So you could be right and still not cash a ticket. And when all's said and done is what I'm trying to say. But that's what I take away from the 2021 Preakness. One, I wasn't confident at all. And I'm not going to bet like I am confident just because it's the freaking Preakness. So I'm staying away from that race as far as unloading and betting a lot of money on the horses that I think's going to win. There's a big difference who you think's going to win and having a strong opinion and you're backing it up with your strong opinions. So I laid back. I didn't bet too much on the Preakness. The bet that I did make, Concerture, that looked ridiculous in hindsight. But the odds were good to me. I thought those were good odds. I thought I was too smart for my own good. I think I thought the public was dismissing Bob Baffert's horses, which caused the odds to rise on those Bob Baffert horses. And I bet Concerture. But I didn't bet a lot on Concerture because I wasn't that confident in Concerture. I wasn't that confident in any of the horses in the Preakness. And so hopefully that's a good lesson for you, especially if you're brand new to horse racing. Just because it's one of the big races doesn't mean you have to get that serious of a bet on it. You only want to make, I say this all the time in these videos, smart wagering decisions when you have an opinion, when you feel good, when you're confident. That doesn't mean you're going to be right and you're going to win every time you have a confident opinion, but at least you can back up your opinions when the price is right, when you have a strong analysis, a strong opinion in what you think is about to happen, and you're going to be rewarded. So scale it back when you don't have good opinions. Now, if you had a great opinion on Rombauer or any of the horses, let us know in the comments below. Hit that like button if you had a good opinion. And congratulations. You were seeing something that I didn't see. But hopefully you had a good Preakness, win or lose. Hopefully you'll bet accordingly to your opinion and what the odds are giving you. The tote board is revealing. Didn't reveal much in the way of Midnight Bourbon and Ram, that's for sure. And a lot of those other horses I was kind of perplexed at. So when you have your horses that you like, your opinion, and you see a discrepancy on that tote board, that's when you fire away. That's where over the long term you're going to make some money. So congratulations to Rombauer, heck of a race. I didn't think that horse could close in and beat those other horses on the front end. It did. Hey, you live and learn, you lick your wounds, and it's on the Belmont, the third race, the third leg of the Triple Crown. And it's going to hopefully be a fun, exciting race with a lot of opinions or a lot of contenders, and hopefully I'll have a strong opinion in the 2021 Belmont race. So let me know how you did. Leave a comment in the comment section below. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you hadn't already, I appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and click on that notification bell so you can get all the latest tips, tools, and resources from Weekend Handicapper and weekendhandicapper.com. Until next time, everybody, happy handicapping, smart wagering.